All right, so today we're going to be looking at being able to convert from formula units straight to mass. So ignore what I had there. All right, so I got the equation that should be written on our periodic tables already. That's written up there at the top. I'm going to do all my work there at the bottom of the screen. So in this case, let's say that I'm working with, let's say I have the big goal for today is to be able to convert from formula units all the way over to mass, or the other way around. So the arrows on our conversions are going to be important. So let's say that we're working with 15 grams of H2. And I want to know how many molecules of H2 that is. Molecules, once again, is one of those things that counts as formula units. So molecules is the same as formula units here. So first step, write down what I give you. 15 grams. So I'm starting here. I'm starting over at mass. So if I'm trying to get over to formula units, my first step is go from mass to mole. And that arrow tells me that I'm going to take my 15 grams times 1 mole of H2 there, my bad, over the molar mass of H2. Now, if you check your periodic tables, one hydrogen has a mass of 1. 2 hydrogens would have a molar mass of 2 grams. And that's just taking the masses of it from your periodic table. So let's say, so that gets us to here, to the moles part. So now I need to convert over to formula units. So that arrow tells me, if you notice, I'm not going to actually hit equals yet or anything. I'm going to get all my math set up, and then I'm going to plug it in. So now to go from moles over to formula units, going this way, we're going to take it times, we have that in parentheses, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. In this case, my formula units are molecules. And that's over 1 mole. In this case, H2. All right, so now when I'm looking at it, my math is going to be 15 grams of H2, grams of H2, moles of H2, moles of H2. I can cancel out the same units on top and bottom. That's kind of how I know I'm doing it right, because I'm ending with molecules, that should say of H2, molecules of H2 there. That unit analysis lets me know I'm doing it right. So now I'm just going to plug in 15. Looks like it's divided by 2 times 6.0, and I'm going to keep that in parentheses. 6.02 times 10 raised to the 23rd power, close parentheses. And I get that there are 4.5 times 10 to the 24th molecules of H2. All right, so now when I look at it, 4.5 times 10 to the 24th, that's quite a bit bigger than what 1 mole is. If I look here, I started with quite a bit more too. So that answer makes quite a bit of sense. All right, so now let's look at going the other way. Highlight that, cut that out, go back to my brush, bring this back up. All right, so now let's say that I'm working with 1.7 times 10 raised to the 22nd atoms. No, not atoms. I'm going to stick with molecules. I like molecules. Molecules of C2H4F2. All right, that's the molecule I'm working with. So I'm starting and I want to find out the grams of C2H4 F2 there are. All right, step one of this, so I'm starting with molecules. Once again, molecules is just another way of saying formula unit, so I'm starting here. So let's write down what I have, and in this case, let's make sure that that number is in parentheses. 1.7 times 10 to the 22nd molecules of C2H4F2. All right, starting here, I'm trying to get over to mass. So the first thing I have to do is I'm following this arrow this time. I'm going from left to right. Okay, so my first conversion is times 1 mole of what I have over 6.02. 1 mole C2H4F2 all over, because 1 mole of that would be like dicarbon, tetrahydrogen, difluoride. 1 mole of it has 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules C2H4F2. All right, don't have to write molecules anymore. All right, so that's my first conversion to go from formula units to moles. And now my next one is going to go from moles to mass. So in that arrow, looks like I'm going to take my molar mass over 1 mole. C2H4F2. All right, so now for the molar mass, we're going to need the periodic table again. You're going to go in. So we got 2 carbons there. The periodic table tells you that 1 carbon has a mass of 12. There's 2 of them. Carbons provide a mass of 24. I've got 1 hydrogen has a mass of 1. There's 4 of them. Hydrogens give us a mass of 4. Now the fluorines have a mass of 19, if I remember right. Let me double check. My periodic table says 18.9, so 19. And once again, there's 2 of them, so 19 times 2 should give me 38. All right, so now I just need to add these 3 things together. Let's see, 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 8 is 16, the one up there. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus that carried over 1, 6. All right, so my molar mass for the C2H4F2 is 66 grams. All right, unit analysis to make sure I have it set up right. I started with molecules of C2H4F2. It's molecules of C2H4F2 on the bottom there, so I can cancel those. Moles of C2H4F, there should be a 2 there. Moles of C2H4F2 down there, so those cancel. So I'm left with grams of C2H4F2, which is what I'm looking for, so now I just need to do the math. So when I start with this, I'm going to start with 1.7 times 10 to the 22nd. Making sure I keep those parentheses there. And that's being 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd is on the bottom, so we're dividing by parentheses. 6.02 times 10 raised to the 23rd power, closing parentheses. And we're timesing it by 66 grams because that's on top. And the answer I get is 1.86 grams C2H4F2. All right, so now to make sure that, checking to make sure that that kind of makes sense. I started with 1.7 times 10 to the 22nd. That's quite a bit less than how much is in a mole, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. So it makes sense that my answer, 1.86, is quite a bit less than the molar mass, which is 66. So using that, that answer does make sense. So what we did today is we simply took what we did the last 2 days, on Monday, and we kind of put it together. You know, if you can go from formula units to moles, and if you can go from moles to mass, or vice versa, you can put them together, go from formula units to mass, or mass to formula units. So if you got questions, feel free to ask me. Other than that, good luck on the worksheet.